Hi, I'm Hilma Volk, and I'm going to make a high-energy protein bar. And this particular one is going to be gluten-free and lactose-free, and it will be low in sugar, although you could make it sugar-free if you wanted to. And I'm going to start out with some granola. And I'm really not a big fan of granola, but if you want to use rolled oats instead or crushed cornflakes or something else, you can do that. There's no rules here. The only rules really is to have a microwave safe bowl. This particular one is Corelware, which microwaves very nicely. I don't want to use plastic because plastic can give off fumes in a microwave. Even the microsafe ones, plastic bowls, I don't trust. Now this is some liquid I'm just pouring over the granola because it's got the consistency of rock. I got this at in the bulk bins at the grocery store, and it's pretty hard right now, so I want to soften it up. And the liquid that I added, I probably added a little bit more than I wanted to. You can use any liquid you want. In this case I've got kind of concentrated instant tea because I want a little bit of caffeine, because I'm using this for backpacking and I want to use that on the trail. So I may have used a little bit too much water, but I can always add more ingredients to dry the water up. So now I want to mix up my dry ingredients, and because this is gluten-free and lactose-free, I'm using those type of ingredients, but you can use regular flour. In fact, if you want to shorten it up, you can use just plain old cake mix. This is rice flour, and normally I just mix up everything in the bowl, but just to be a little bit more professional or whatever, I'll mix it in a container. And you notice I'm using a surface of newspaper because I'm lazy and I don't like to clean up after myself. And I'm also using the same mixing bowl I'm going to cook in. Very easy. Great for lazy people. Oops, I didn't want to cover that. I wanted to cover the other one. So what else am I going to add? Oh, I've got protein powder. In this case I'm using brown rice protein powder because my system seems to digest it better than soy, but there's all kinds of protein powder on the market, and this is probably the most important part of this whole process, is the protein powder if you want an energy bar that's high in protein. So what else am I going to do? Well, you can do what you want. I'm going to add a little cinnamon, a little ginger. Hopefully I'll remember to add the vanilla. If I don't, so what? Add some ginger going in there. I don't have to, but I'm going to add just a little dash of salt. Yeah, it's too much. There we go. And some baker's cocoa. Again, every ingredient is optional and you can add whatever you want. I've tried these many different ways. You don't have to measure anything. You don't have to get anal about it. Put everything in a jar, mix it up. Don't even have to clean the jar, just reuse it for the next time. And I'm going to add an egg. If you don't use an egg, it's not going to stick together very well. Although, if you don't want to use an egg, you can use soda pop. Just about any flavor of soda pop, and that'll, believe it or not, will be an ingredient to help all that stick together. And I'm not using any baking soda in this particular thing because I want it to be a denser consistency. If you want it to be more cake-like, then you can add baking soda or baking powder. Just a little bit. Not much, just a little bit. I want this to be more of a dense consistency. I don't want it to be very cake-like. But you can make it that way if you want. Oh yeah, the vanilla. Just a wee bit here. Oops. There we go. Good enough. Everything is good enough. You know what I mean? So, oh yeah, what else? And now I'm going to add a little bit of sunflower seeds. Everything's optional. Going to treat myself to some raisins. Don't always do that, but hey, raisins are good. And I really treated myself, and I got some craisins, which is, you know, shriveled up cranberries. Raisin-like cranberries. Mixed it all together. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this in the microwave for 3 minutes. Now, microwave temperatures do vary, so you might want to go 2.5 minutes and see how it does then. And if that's still not done, add it up by 15-minute increment. Not 15 minute, 15-second increments at a time. But usually for my microwave, 3 minutes will generally work. So I'll go mix this up a little bit more, put it in the microwave, and see what comes out. Okay, so I had this in the microwave for 3 minutes and I've let it cool. Let's see what happens when we cut it up. The reason making your own is good is because buying this stuff in the store is really expensive, especially if you're looking for gluten-free or lactose-free products. And if you're buying power bars or something like that, a lot of times you can't get them without dairy in them, or if you have allergies to peanuts or something, it's very hard to be safe. And also, these suckers are expensive. You buy just a plain cookie at a health food store that's gluten-free, wheat-free, $2 or more. So, I'll take a bite here. Not bad. Like I said, you can vary the ingredients any way you want. You don't have to measure anything, and usually it comes out pretty good. So, there you are.